let's talk about the field of view. This is the most important setting that you need to configure. If the field of view is wrong and it's not properly set up, it'll be really hard for your brain to be tricked that you're in a real car, that this is real. Essentially, field of view is all about perspective and how you see the shapes, the sense of depth also. So if the field of view is really close to you, it feels like almost 2D. If it's way too far behind, it will feel like everything is happening really slowly and it's hard to see all the details. There's two ways of doing this. This is the easiest method. In our premium course, we'll have more in-depth configurations in the field of view to make sure it's really accurate. But this option works really well. We will open the option panel, and then in this option panel, we'll head into the graphics. In the graphics, we'll head into monitors right here, as you can see. Now we do have our calculator for your field of view. First thing we'll do is change the monitor type. So if you're using 1 or 3 screen, you can see these different options. And if your screens are curved, you can click on those. Mine are flat, so I'll use 3 flat screen. Now, monitor width, this is how wide your monitor is, including the bezel. So you can just measure that either in millimeters or inches, and you can write that down. The bezel width, so this includes the bezel from the monitor itself plus the screen portion that's black. So you include these two values together and it will give you your bezel width. If you're using 3 screen, you want to click on render 3 screen projection. If not, you uncheck that box. You also want to tick enable SMP. If you're using 3 monitors, it'll render the screen kind of on their own, which will give you a lot less distortions and weird angles. So you want these 2 settings to be on for a triple screen setup. Now the angle between the center and side screen, you can just measure how much angle you have. So how wide it's open or how narrow it's opened. So you just measure it and you write it down here. And the last thing you want to measure is the viewing distance. So essentially, you take from the monitor to your eyeballs. It will give you a value and you input that value here. Once this is done, you want to click on compute. It'll put all these settings together and give you your field of view. Once this is done, please don't change it. All right. We do have other options if you feel you're too close to the steering wheel or not. The camera position in the car is not the field of view. The field of view is all about perspective. The camera option is a little bit more where you want to be positioned. There's also some different preference for different people. But the field of view is a mathematical equation. You do this right here and then you just don't touch it anymore unless you're changing any of those values. So once this is done, we'll click on done. You can click on done as well, and you should see that the field of view has been changed. Now in the next video, we'll talk about how we can move the camera around in the car and how we can position our driver, let's say, so you can see what you want without affecting your field of view.